the worst feeling in the world. You've done this shot a million times, and then when you actually have to hit it, it doesn't happen. Today we're breaking down why we miss those easy bags, or why they go sideways, or why you go off the board, and how we can fix it. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Michelle Thompson, aka Cornhole Mish. I am a cornhole commentator, sideline reporter, and I've been helping people get out of their heads and into their bodies for peak performance for over 15 years. Over the weekend, it was the World Championships in Rock Hill, South Carolina. The best players all around the US, or actually the world, come and to compete. And I am used to watching these players play at a very high level as I call the games. And I saw one of the best players in the world throw a round that was 1 point and then a round that was 2 points. No, not getting 1 or 2 points off of the other player. I mean, throwing a two and a one. Why does this happen? How is this possible? We know we're good. I've seen the comments in the chat. Oh, these are pros. Pros don't miss these shots. Yes, they do. And there's a very good reason. And there's a way to fix that. So let's get into it. There's common reasons why we miss bags. The first one is going to be obviously losing focus. If you're just thinking or not thinking and throwing, if you're thinking too much or you're not thinking at all, maybe you went into mindless, then you're probably not going to be as accurate. And we know cornhole is an accuracy sport. So it's super important that we are focused. So we're actually thinking about what we're doing, or we're in the moment in some way, shape, or form. That could be as simple as I feel the bag in my hand. Before you throw, that's going to help you focus. If your mind was elsewhere, let's say there was some kind of distraction off to the side or something happened that just grabbed your focus for a second. Even I'm thinking, oh, I just heard my stomach rumble, I'm hungry. Anything like that, we can sort of check out, especially if it's an easy slide shot and we're like, oh yeah, I do this all the time. And if that's true, your body is always prepared to do that when it knows where it's at and what it's doing. So make sure that you are actually focused on the game, even with something as simple as I feel the bag in my hand, I'm going to throw it onto the board. Just bringing back yourself to this moment. Another reason why we might miss bags is because we missed that signal that our state changed, right? So maybe your nervous system had a shift, flight, freeze, and fawn. There's pressure, adrenaline, maybe it's a more difficult shot. And so there's a shift and you didn't notice that shift and you threw that bag from either the worry or the mindless state. And that's never going to go your best. And so we just kind of miss that subtle signal that something shifted. And what that does is you might tense up on the bag a little bit, and that causes the bag to miss. There's all kinds of physiological responses that change when our nervous system shifts that we might not notice, and that's what causes us to miss the bag. Another thing I see is an overcorrection. So maybe we were not right on the mark that we thought we should be, and so we kind of think about, oh man, I need to XYZ this throw. And we go into what we hope is a more mechanical, skill-based, robotic state, but it's not. It's actually the worry state that has mechanics kind of attached to it. So don't go adjusting things majorly in the middle of a game. And if you do, take a time out at least so you have time to kind of check in with the body and be like, do I need to fix something? Because if you're trying to think about your mechanics and try to execute a shot, you're going to be in the wrong state. And then the other thing is your routine just kind of shifted. Like maybe you were kind of like automatic, like boom, boom, boom. And then you kind of forgot to do your whatever routine is. Even if your routine is literally just before you throw, and then you got into this automation where you stopped doing that one thing before, that is your body's trigger of what to do. And so it's like, wait, what happened? We skipped our pre-shot routine. And that pre-shot routine can be so short, but it's there and it's a trigger to your body into what to do. Now let's talk about where we're in the game and we make adjustments when maybe we shouldn't. For example, it's a really difficult shot. And so we know, okay, this is a difficult shot. I need to do something different. But do you need to do something different? Or do you just need to do the same thing you've rehearsed a million times? I've seen this happen a lot with doubles. The one player will tell the other player, this is your shot. What are you pausing for, right? You've got this. This is something you do. I just saw you do it 10 times on the boards to the right. Like, what are we pausing for? So that is one example where you just want to stay in automation, and that pause is actually what could cause the miss. Then we go to the flip side. Maybe this is a shot that is so like creating so much adrenaline that your shift is massively throttling into the worry state, and you're like, I can't throw this bag right now. Like I've gone into crazy town. I'm overthinking. I'm like, all this chaos is happening. Then in that situation, you have to pause. You have to take a time out. You have to give yourself time to transition into the proper state so that you can execute the shot. And don't rush that. You need to make sure you do not want to throw from the worry state. So you have to take that pause. And once again, if you don't have access to flow or play, there's just too much going on. You always have that sort of neutral, skill based, just robotic, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. I just put the bag in the hole. We don't kind of put anything else into it. And so that's going to be a great transitionary state so that you can get to the flow or the play. But you have to know when you need to just fire a shot, automation, just pure what you've always done, and when you have to pause. And the key difference is the state, right? So when the situation is in front of you, let's just say it's not even a difficult shot. Let's say it's an open board slide shot for the win, right? That's a shot you've done 1 million times. You know how to throw a bag in the hole. So in that situation, if you are not feeling the state shift or the jump into the future, which is, if I hit this bag, then we win. If you're thinking that, you've already stepped out of the present moment and you need to get back here now with this bag. Because the truth is, this is an over, and it doesn't matter what's going to happen in a minute from now. All that matters is right now with this bag. So you have to bring yourself back right here. And then in the situation where you didn't have that shift, where it's just like, I got this, I've done this 1 million times, do not pause. Fire off that shot. You need to follow your rhythm. So this is really just understanding your body and noticing that the state, and whether or not it's the automatic, like let's say a level 1 blocker, let's just say that's an automatic airmail for you. Don't pause. That if that's what you've practiced hundreds and thousands of times, don't pause and don't think, just do it, right? If you notice that the whatever situation is in front of you, let's say a miss is a loss, right? If you are the type of person that you're so worried about disappointing people, and then probably that's going to be a trigger for the worry state. If you are someone that really thrives under pressure, and that probably is going to trigger the flow state. So notice what happens if, oh, I have this bag, but if I don't make it, we lose. And then do I feel really good about that? Like, I got this. Then fire it off. Don't wait. Make sure you're doing your normal pre-shot routine like you do every single throw, but it's just same bag as always. If it's a major trigger, then you pause, you take a time out, you do your mental reset, and you get back into the state that's going to be best for executing your shot. So you got to know yourself to be able to do this, and you got to communicate that with your partner if you're playing doubles so that they can help you succeed as well. And lastly, if you miss a shot, do not assume that you have to make major adjustments. Remember, we don't want to make major adjustments mid-game. That can be a post-tournament sort of situation where you analyze and recap everything that happened. But do pay attention to your state. Always do your pre-shot routine. Have your mental resets in ready to go so that if you do miss a bag, you can notice if there's a trigger and you can quickly and easily get yourself back. In other words, it's not a threat. There's no threat. That missed bag isn't a threat. The feeling you have after the missed bag isn't a threat. There's the meaning you attach to it isn't a threat. And as long as none of that's a threat to your nervous system, then you will not have to worry about massively shifting yourself or spiraling out of control. So if you have not yet grabbed the $9 mental reset kit, please do so. And that way you have those tools ready to go in the moments that you need them the most. Hopefully you're not missing all those bags once you understand what we're talking about today. But I would love to know in the comments what was most helpful for you so that you can use that going forward. Make sure you like and subscribe and grab the mental reset kit if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.